However, on to the next one, and people, you might find that a lot of what we're talking about this week is things that fall in the same category. It's pretty much similar. But we kind of want get people in the mindset of thinking about these things and thinking about when things happen with them and how to react, you know? So, exactly, how to operate, whatever the case may be. So, next subject, this is about one of our legendary dancehall artists, them. The people dead artists, you see me? The real macho artist, the man with the big voice, you see me? Bounty Killer, right? In a recent sit down, Bounty Killer admitted feeling hurt after the angel left him and basically got romantically involved with his arch nemesis at the time, Beenie Man. Seeing? Him express this and him basically going a lot in detail and explain himself and things. So people, I know it took some time, because them said time at the master for him to come to this. But is this a sign of maturity? How do you feel about? And that's if you are aware of this actually. Bunty's reference in those regards. Um, we're talking about it here at the Reggaecy. I want to hear Shane and Oliver's perspective. Excuse me.
Yeah. For me, I think we discussed this indirectly couple episodes back when we had a topic about the angel and the OnlyFans. And I remember I mentioned that this has never really been addressed really. Like on a real perspective. Like it's always been something where people feel or think how they would react in this instance. But no one ever really spoke on it, especially the people who were involved. Kudos to Bounty Killer for actually finally admit it. Maybe it took Spice to get this out of him. It's a big man response. I mean, look, he's human. We're human. I think that would hurt almost any man, if not every man walking this face of the earth. You've been with somebody, like he said, for 7 years, and then there's so many people for them to choose from, and they end up choosing your arch nemesis, right? And maybe things have happened since that has caused Bunty to feel like, what is there to hide anymore? Or pretend as if this didn't occur. We all know it occurred, and maybe that ego maybe had been bruised initially.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it is based on, like you said, the big bad Bounty Killer. You know what I mean? But he's human. And it leads me to believe, and I'm glad he clarified where he felt emotionally. Will we ever get a response from Beenie and the angel? What was their motive?
I'm curious
How
to
did
know.
they feel a perspective about it? Huh?
I'm curious to know that, definitely.
Do you think they'll ever respond to this?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It was like a, what would I say, an open-ended kind of thing where a response would come up unless somebody had asked them about it.
Really?
But I feel as if, I mean, I could be wrong. I didn't know the situation at the time, but it could have been a spiteful move. Most people probably think.
I think
that's what it was.
I think that was one of the number one questions that people wanted to know. And it turns out years later, Spice actually got Bunty in the place to ask the question and get an answer.
And kudos to Spice for asking this question.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the angel has never addressed it, and her hand neither has really Beenie Man, unless I've missed it.
Yeah.
I'm not cut your Shane, but let's not kid ourselves about it was real love. And I'm not saying they didn't have real love eventually. But let's not kid ourselves that there wasn't some kind of manipulation or some kind of ulterior motive. Right?
But remember I said Beenie Man all ball and wedding.
Look, and I'm not here picking on Beenie Man, but let's be real, people. And this is and I said this few topics ago when we talked about the angel. When are we going to get real? And this is why I'm saying kudos to Bounty Killer, because he gave a real answer. Not an industry answer, not a dancing around the topic answer. I mean, the angel can say whatever she wants, and she'll probably never address it, right?
Yeah, in this social setting, to Oliver, in this social setting, where you have so many people being fake. This is a breath of fresh air that we got from Bounty Killer.
To Killer. Right, to admit that this happened to me and I did feel hurt. Now, like I said, Mike is like, will the other two parties? They don't have to. Obviously, who am I or who are we? They don't have to. But I just always thought it was curious that they never responded. And they won't, because Beenie Man is not going to admit that there were ulterior motives. To me, and I just want to say this, I always thought that was actually weak. And I always thought moves like that by men are weak. And I've always felt like, if somebody that I have an issue with, go there with a woman when me they used to there with, I'd go right ahead. Because all that tells me is I should definitely keep both of y'all for. I'm surprised Bounty he's a very strong man.
He is.
Because I personally, I don't know, it's not even about forgive. For me, it would be more like, I can't trust this character.
You can't trust. Yeah, you can't trust. I think he still feels that way.
Or maybe it's a keep them close type of thing.
No, I think he still feels that way. But the area where his career is right now, it benefits him to still have some kind of back and forth collaboration, friendly kind of juggling with Beenie Man, right? Because if you notice, for a large period of maybe the last decade or so, or 15 years, there hasn't been much that popped off for Bounty Killer, really. Right? And
you mean in the musical?
In the music, yeah. And you know, that is partly on him and partly on the fact that the immigration system internationally kind of snuff him out or stifle out his career, because there's not too many places that he can travel to outside of, I guess, Jamaica and the Caribbean and maybe some places in Europe, right? For what reason, I don't know, because it's not like he's a criminal. As
far as we know, right?
As far as we know, right? But I just feel like, you know, he just sat there and was like, yo, you know what? In my head here, Beenie Man used this to his advantage of, you know, basically
like a chess move.
Yeah, basically provoking me and getting the back and forth, and that drove me to push him, and it just grew to bigger and bigger. So he was just like, yo, the best thing for me to do right now is, you know, friend him and we do this back and forth thing and show people what things were like in our heyday. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a brilliant way that he worked on that. But people, we are talking about that. But again, the topic and the subject is, you know, the feelings or you feel about Bounty actually admit, say he felt hurt after the angel left him and got involved with Beenie Man, his arch nemesis. And, you know, again, is it a sign of maturity? Yeah, I definitely think it is a sign of maturity. As my old man would have said, old people would have said, just left things to time of the master.
True.
You know? Yeah. So, and I honestly feel like if it wasn't that good length of time that they went, that span this between this and him admitting this, he wouldn't have came to this.
And I think Bounty came out on the better hand in the end.
Yeah, I personally
the upper hand, if so to speak.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Shane, how you feel about that? Because I know you're a the angel fan, you know.
Yo, man, about OnlyFans. Yo. Long and lengthy. Legs. The lean down.
Every time, yeah. On a channel. But I mean, you know, like Oliver said, it was just being real. You know, and being honest. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, we are people. Everybody, Bounty Killer is not less of a person or more of a person than anybody else. You know, and I think it was really, you know, really effective. You know, especially the relationship we have with Spice and all of that. So, you know, I think a lot of that has to do
with why
with why it was so easy for him to be vulnerable with her and just express himself, really, because he has never expressed this publicly before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think people forget sometimes that these celebrities are people just to save. And as he even demonstrated, Bounty Killer is here and then Rodney Price at home. You get what I'm saying? Or around his family and friends as like a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like I say, people don't separate the two, especially from the outside looking in.
Okay.
It's like they don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the other artists as well, on a whole, they live a certain way as if they're saying, okay, I am my moniker. You get what I'm saying?
Sure,
And my moniker is me. So if I come out as this badman artist, then it means I'm out here murdering people for real. And that's not the case. And guess what? The fans don't know this. You know what I'm saying? They take these people as actual gangsters and Ray and whatever. And they need to know that this is literally show business. Right? It's a show. It's a performance. So would that be in your movements and your lyrics or whatever the case is? But I think this shed a lot of light to people that you're Bounty Killer on the stage, but as a person, he's a regular person with feelings. And I think that is important because, like I said, some of these artists out here they do gangster songs, and then when they see them in real life, they breaking their face with the screw to make it look like I'm an actual wicked man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I think that is something that is more that needed more. Right? And going back to other topics that we have, I think these things makes a difference with the kind of relationships
you can build
as an artist.
True.
You know what I mean? And reaching across the lines of endorsements and sports.
So for the other artists, then what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say coffee at this or that why she get H&M. Try to get on an H&M deal with a screw face. Nobody no interested in
exactly
advertising and selling that. Bro.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just the image I have.
And furthermore, badness no wear upon face, but I'm a stick up in.
Randy, a real wicked man.
Yeah, let me stick up in on something where Shane just said, as far as even relationships. So, shouldn't this and how Bounty basically came forward with this information during this interview, this sit down, be assigned to artists out there as far as how to behave when it comes to public relationships and what works and what doesn't work and basically, cause in my mind, I feel like you gotta have feelings if you really have feelings to the person, but basically, there's nothing you can do about it. Just move on. You know what I mean? So I mean, I guess me answer the question, but you guys think that whether young or old artists or entertainers should learn this and realize that them can't control people, them can't force people to do what them want to do. You know what I mean? And if they actually do, there are repercussions that come sometime arises behind that.
Yeah, that is a form of abuse as well.
Right.
Keep your relationship. The less public, the better for you. So that when things are going, you deal with it outside of the public as well. I think when you have your relationship in the public, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about most of those big relationships, even in America, it was years before Jay-Z and Beyonce came public with their relationship.
Yeah.
You saw them all people speculated.
Even
but it was never confirmed.
Years before.
Your relationship have to be strong and solid to the point where you feel like, okay, it can absorb any of the
social
bullshit
because them people are out there, them no hold back nothing. Them.
And they're ready for your relationship to pop down, so to speak, so them can come and comment and make triple freaking what you call it? Reaction videos and 10-time reaction to reaction Anyway,
Hey.
that's all I have to say on that.
Hey, people are cool out here and it's wild, yo. So I'm just hoping that, you know, how much current crop of artists coming up, or even some of the older eggs that things are going through things, understand and know. So, yo, look, best thing to do is keep your relationship private. That is one.
Yeah.
And also when things do happen, because things are gonna happen, your life goes on. You just have to keep it moving rather than lose your mind or lose your this and you know what I mean, and
lose yourself.
Extra passionate and end up lose yourself.
And then lose your chip.
I mean, extra passionate.
No man,
you use.
Look,
no for them, it does take one little thing for them chip lick, brother. You see me?
I mean, it can't happen to anybody, right?
Yeah, it can, but I can say sometimes the most macho of them, like we mentioned again, the people that you feel like have it all down
together.
The people that you feel like knows what they're doing and shouldn't get into this, sometimes they're the most vulnerable people.
Because sometimes, a lot of times, people have trauma issues that they don't deal with. And then they get into relationships. And for me, I think I'm not the master on this, but my humble advice, as Randy would say, is if you're going to be dealing with people as a man, for example, dealing with a woman, for example, stop treating people like you own them. You don't own nobody. You don't own no property. And I always say, you can be with somebody for 20 years and they can just come home one day and tell you at the dining table, it's over. Or I've been seeing so and so. You have to be prepared as a human being to go, John, know that sting, but that person has the right to
Oliver, you tell me that, and trust me, if you told me no, born at, yo, you can do a woman for 20 years, have you to there, and she come home on the 20th and tell us, you're on a year youth, yo, that.
Yeah, that's my point. But you still don't own her body, her being. And this is what I know it hurt and it's crazy to look at it that way. But if you go in it looking at it like, not saying don't put your heart in it and be, emotionally invested, but you have to look at it that's that person's body. These are the choices they chose to make or will make. And you have to just deal with it and know so you're responsible for your action. So now you can go lose your chip and me have just dust her out. Is it as a car, right there?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough out here, people. It's rough. It's rough.
Very rough. You can get nobody no want to hear so them queen I get slapped, yo. Just
right. But on the flip side though, why is it okay? No, why is it okay then? Since you know what you say a queen I get slapped, why is it okay then for maybe a male figure I run around and have a bag of woman and it coming like nothing? Why?
So fear, but I just think said yo.
Boy, she.
I mean, we not
read the answer that she.
No, hold on.
Suppose, all right. Boss.
No,
hold on.
No, let me finish.
Quote unquote.
Agree with it. I agree with it.
Yeah, the ladies that are gonna come.
She and I try defending thing right now.
Nice.
First of all, me a married, good married behaving man. See?
Wait, what?
What? So that is that.
Right?
What?
Oh. You're gonna lose some fans, bro. You're gonna lose some fans.
Ring, bro. I've never seen the ring, bro.
See?
Yo, Shane, because assistant been ask me boy, you know, bro.
That's me.
Yo, on a cool Shane, a good behaving Christian, humble husband. The man they on the
me like
thing. I pass them stage.
Shit, yo. You see me? But the truth is like it's just unfair, yo. You get me? And I'm not saying that to say, yo, I just say work or it's not, but it's just the facts. If you look at it, they say a woman can do what a man do and still be called a lady.
Maybe
right?
she don't want to be called a lady though.
And
so
the truth is, some of the women are wicked, yo.
No, but
They the most.
But I'm gonna show you this that
And act as if, you see me.
Jane, I'm gonna show you this. You see some of the man them where find out to them lady I do them dirt. Them man they cheat all a million times in a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
them have all a million groupies in a brother.
Yo.
You see me? But when them find out, say, them woman that do something similar or the same, yo, lick them chip, brother.
Yo, them man.
Yeah, them but fly dog. You see me?
But that depend them. See, because in my opinion, like for me, see?
Yeah.
Trust in you.
Me over the years develop a system where
yo.
In a cases like that,
careful.
It's like it's almost like a reset.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So me like at some point it was almost a case like say some shit like that happen. It's almost like, okay, cool. All right. Go on the road again. So all right.
So wait, you're done with the woman and go on the road again.
Yeah, all right, we're done. Moving on. So to me it's like, okay, this is the next exciting adventure. Why
you view it like kind of your property?
Why am I going to be here and fight you when you don't want me?
Yeah, you
want to do this and that with
boy, you know, say she never get some more fans now though.
We don't need to debate that.
She never get some more fans now, you know, because guess what, you know, you have the woman them and say, yeah, but them feel like him can't just move like that. I can show him say me one of them woman there, him can't move on.
Special time.
I saw sometimes you end up get fans and them say, yeah, but they feel like you can't just in and out like that because you have it all control. Yo, and that's when they prey on you, bro. You look like you have it all together. Them just want show you up and mash up. Them have people all the way intentionally just want to mash up people's life. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Both man and woman.
Like say,
yeah, true.
Them say, he who have been hurt the most have the highest capacity to heal.
Of course, if you get hurt.
So exactly. So you come to a point where it's like, okay, all right.
And that's the same reason why them say women stronger than men, because them feel the more pain, whether it be through childbirth or
that's not necessarily true.
Well, if you can be more pain, just
no. I mean, as far as childbirth and labor or whatever the case is, you know, whether it be scientifically proven or whatever the case, that's not the conversation.
You know, I mean, I think
that's about emotionally.
We leave that debate that because we don't want to get off track. So, yeah, people, yeah, you see me? Good look back and forth still, you know, but I implore, you know, the people them out there socially, whether you be an artist or you're just a socialite or somebody where do them thing, if you have a little bit of a following, some supporters or whatever, don't make it get to your head. You know what I mean? Because you may think say you are the lion in the jungle, but you a lot of the times may end up being the prey. And karma is a 5-letter word that sometimes when it comes back around, it rough. You understand? It rough. You know. So we're gonna leave that this topic by saying that